the name of God is something, that exists, but it's something we can't say with our human words, because the truth of the matter is, God existed before this reality existed. God existed before human words existed. God existed before eyes and ears, and anger and all these other human characteristics that we have existed, God is an element of eternal consciousness that exists, kind of like water, kind of like how water exists, but, before this reality, as an element of eternal consciousness. So to say their name, you can't use human words. You have to use your consciousness, and you have to know who they are and have that thought of an eternal being within your mind. That's their name. You can't say it, of course. You can think it, though. You can say it with your mind. And that's as close as you can really get to saying the name of God. Because who is someone who exists eternally, exists before everything, as an element of consciousness? They wouldn't need eyes, they wouldn't need a mouth, They would just exist, They just exist. So just keep that in mind, If you're trying to communicate with God, whatever your understanding of God is, most people think that God's a man or whatever, like a man up in heaven. But the truth of the matter is, why would God be a man, or a woman, or anything like that? God existed before stuff like that existed, by themselves, eternally. If I ask that dog over there, can you see it? Can you see that dog? Not really. Let's go over to it. Mama! Hey! Come here! If you ask this dog what God looks like, he'll say, God is like me. God's a dog, And we're humans, so we say God's like a human, That's just what our mind tells us. But the truth of the matter is, God's more like this river than any of us. An element of eternal consciousness. Can you say their name? You can say it with a thought, and that's about it, So if you're trying to get in contact with that person, that eternal being, use your consciousness and say their name. I can't explain. I can explain to you how to say their name, with your consciousness, but I can't use my words to say their name because, that's impossible. Anyways, you're welcome.